Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to do a service on a Renault Modus. This is a 1.6 liter engine. We are going to change the oil filter, the spark plug, the air filter. For this you're just going to need a jack, a couple of jack stands, and very few basic tools. Everything you need to do the job is in the description. There is chapter if you need to jump to any section, and at the end I will also show you how to reset the dashboard indicator. Let's get rid of this contraption. So, screws are here. T25. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one I said it was T25. One of the screws was T25, so I don't know if it was removed and they lost the job. The right one, those one are T20, but they're all T, so T20, T25. Are they even the ones that are stock? I don't know. Alright, those guys 10 mil. 1, 2, 3. Look, they're actually number actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure to keep your hardware nice and safe. That's actually the bag that came with the kit that was wrapped up around the hole, so perfect. And there we go. We have much better access. One note on those. While you have them taking out, they're actually like part of your drainage system, so as you can see they get quite manky. So what we'll do is give it a nice good clean before we actually put them back on. Our dipstick, that's what we'll use later to see how much oil we've got in. And this is where we fill it in. There you go, you can see it's not the cleanest. Yeah, so now we've got this open, don't lose that. Let's put it next to our pack of screws. Make sure this inside doesn't touch any crap, so you know, we'll give this a clean before we put it back in. And now we can take the container. The cog oil drain plug key set. So the one you want is a S8 if you want to save yourself from buying the whole kit. You're right, doggy. Is that a good one? Is that the right one? No, it's not for rating, is it? It's not for rating. There we go. The container is normally big enough. And look, it's not too bad. Actually, if you put it on a wrench, your stuff is slightly out of the way. So here's something you can do, and I've just did is basically put a bit of fresh one that I had left from a previous service. Same spec from an oil point of view, and it's just to give it a bit of a rinse as well. For the oil filter I actually got this tool. Again, everything will be linked in the description. And in here we've got a fresh oil pan bolt. There you go, so as you see, two-way oil filter wrench. It pops out like that, and you're thinking, ooh, so actually, yes, this pops out. You put it that way, and there you go. And then essentially you rotate this until it locks on your filter. And then, as we can see here, it's the same socket, so actually you might need a kit, because this is 12 maybe. Yeah, 12 seems actually to do the job. 13? Yeah, 12. So yeah, 12 for that one. So yeah, get the kit. They are not that expensive anyway. Again, a link in the description. Yeah, let me put this guy on. Alright, so it's tricky to put in place. I've actually put a bit of tape between the socket and the clamp, so they stay together nicely. But as you can see, there we go. It came off. So that stuff actually works, but it's quite, it's quite flimsy. So once you've got it on, you sort of have to like try to keep that so that when you turn it actually tight up and stay tightened. So yeah, it was just a cheap one, but we got the job done. And to tighten it up, filter is actually plenty strong if you do it by hand, so we won't have to use it to put it back on. Anyway, let me extract it. Alright. Fresh filter. Obviously remove the plastic. If you leave this on, it's not going to work very well. Yeah, dolly. And then what you want is kind of like just on the edge a little bit. You could also do it with fresh one, to be honest, but as long as it's a bit left up. And then essentially, yeah, squeeze your hand in there, put it back, and just do it as hard as you can with your hand, and that will do. Alright, so if you bought one like I did, grab your new one, if not your old one, and basically back in there. Nice and tight if you don't have a torque wrench. If you have a torque wrench, I'll put the torque setting right there. If you've made a bit of a mess like me, give it a bit of a swipe. It's just so that when we put the oil and run the car and stuff, it's easy to actually see whether anything is leaking or not. So, roughly 4.5 liter in there. The way I measure it personally, as you look at the side here, the bottle 4 liter, 4.5, 5 was around here. So essentially that one is your half marker. So you know, as you can see, I'm slightly above. And then obviously we check. And here we go, look, we are slightly more than halfway, so we are perfect. Alright, so now it's reverse put everything back and yeah, run the car. Keep it up in the air while you first run it, we let the oil circle, make sure everything is nice and tight, we don't get any leaks, and then when you are happy with that, you will switch it off and bring it down. Air filter on this car, apart from removing this, that is like the pain in the neck. Otherwise the air filter has literally a couple of clips on each side here. It's in that box. You just press on one side, it's a bit hard, you pop one side, then the other side to pop out easier. As you can see here, I don't know if you can see, there's arrow pointing up, which means that on installation it needs to go up, which means to remove it we pull it down. And then we just pull it out. And here we go, that one's actually not too bad. And while we are in there, you can see at the bottom, you've got a bit of like dust and bits of leaves and stuff like that. So while you're in there, get your hoover and hoover the stuff at the bottom, which is what I'm going to do right now. So here, otherwise just voila. So when you're out, you can actually see that even though that one isn't actually that old, you know, still quite discolored. So obviously pay attention to how it's mounted. So you've got that rubber band here at the top. So we take this one out. Up. And put this one back in. There we go. Obviously a lot easier when you do it with two hands. Alright, so let me hoover that up and then we'll put it back in. Alright, going back in is just as easy. As you can see, there's a couple of legs there. They basically go into the stuff there and there. Push it in and then there we go. Just literally follow the instruction already. And then for this little cover, those guys basically go in the gap here. So this is how you want to go. Clip them both on each side. Job done. Alright, spark plug. It's actually easy because even though they are in between, we can access them all. You can see though, look how brittle those are already been taped, and look at that. We're in England, right? It's not like we've got lots of heat or anything, but yeah. Supposedly the car's got 40,000 miles on the clock. But yeah, not good quality stuff. Anyway, 8 mil down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This little plug here. They are quite hard, as most like. Once you click on it, you can feel it press hard. Here we go. You can feel it go from the top and then from there. Oops, I put it back on. Here we go. Yeah. And then when you remove your 8 mil, like literally this one, just managed to pull with my hand. Yeah, it's quite gross in there. So yeah, let's take them all out. And what you do with those guys, you might as well put them back where they were. So pull one out, put one there, and basically next one there, next one there, next one there. I'll keep them in a line in the order they were taken out. That way I know how to put it back in the right order. Anyway, I'll see you when all of those are out. So the spark plug is basically one of those guys. So it's technically a 16 mil, but on the inside, as you can tell, there's kind of like a rubber band, and that's basically what grab the top here, so that when you pull it, it comes out as well. I would highly recommend getting it without it. I've done it before. You can do it, but it's a nightmare to get that guy out. To go back in, easy. To get it out, alright, so after you just put them back in, basically that's the torque spec if you have a torque wrench. If you don't, you basically want them as tight as they were before you remove them, if that makes sense. But you can feel it. But yeah, basically kind of nice and tight, but you know, not crazy. In general, you know, it's rare you have to go crazy on much side stuff like that. And there we go, all done. That's quickly done, but you know, it looks cleaner than the stuff that was falling apart. And it's ahead, so you know, extra performance. And so now, service light, put on ignition. All the lights, but basically here, that little guy there, you toggle it until you've got, there you go, the service due, and then the bottom one you just press and hold for up to 10 seconds until basically start blinking, and it goes away. Here we go, all done. Here we go, guys, that's it for this one. So it's actually very easy. The only tricky part I will say is that oil filter. It's quite a pain in the neck. But yeah, again, everything you need is in the description. If you have any question, just post a comment below and I will do my best to help you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.